It's really gray outside and it's raining, and despite the fact that it's supposed to be raining all day, my kid still wants to go to the bigger craft store and find the right fleece for this blasted hoodie. And he was so happy to tell me this morning that his teacher said that this is mostly a catch-up day. And because he caught up all his stuff yesterday, he's got very little to do today. So he's got like a couple of things, and that's it. And then we can go to the craft store in the rain, and it's under 70 degrees. And I don't want to go. Alright, I'm gonna go fix myself some breakfast and get rolling and get functional. Try to make sense of everything. When really I just want to be under my blankets all day. $127.8. If I'm not mistaken, that's a new low, and I'm glad to see it. Here's a little tour of the carnage left out on the craft table from last night. As you can see, you know, we're going whole hog on this. Welcome to my totally not a walk-in closet. This thing is tiny. This is like a half the size of an RV bathroom is how small this closet is. But while it's about half empty, I'm going to turn around my hangers on pretty much anything that isn't fancy or costume wear, because I have a feeling that a lot of this is just stuff I am not wearing anymore. And as the hangers get turned back around, you know, if they get turned around by a certain date, then I'll know to hold on to it a little longer. And if I haven't turned the hangers around, then I'll know it's time for some of the stuff to go. Stuff that I know still fits. Stuff that is, you know, old favorites I just have moved on from. So that's what I'm doing today, and we will, I guess, see, I don't know, maybe 6 months, maybe, you know, next January, where I'm at with this. But I'm gonna group fandom shirts, I'm gonna group Gish shirts, and that'll be fun. Okay, bearing in mind that some of these shirts, like Gish shirts, would probably wind up in a drawer rather than on a hanger, I've grouped them. At least this is what's out of my closet while I am currently trying to get 2 loads of laundry put away. This first bunch is Gish shirts. The second bunch is superhero and other fandom. Yeah, there's like a Batman hoodie and Game of Thrones and stuff in there. This big bunch right here is actually very plain and just kind of meh, and just stuff I don't wear a lot. And this is my bunch of supernatural stuff, like this tank top I got recently. Man, that door creaks a lot. And then, hanging up regularly, is Shaman's Harvest shirt, not unlike the one that I've got on now, but I haven't shown you that yet. So as you can see, with that being almost half my closet space, some of this may need to come out. I may relax a little over time, especially if the yarn doesn't come off in like 6 months. Maybe more like 3. We'll see where my brain goes with this. It's a good plan. It's a good start. Taking a quick break between loads of laundry because outfit of the day is Shaman's Harvest, Soul Crusher, also a good track, and Blue Jeans. And Blue Jean is actually a pretty good song by David Bowie too, so it works both ways. And I hate multiplication.
Same. God.
What kind of sandwich was that one? A 2, 2,
Not a sandwich.
2, 5, 5? Okay,
wasn't a
so it didn't
sandwich.
sandwich.
Hmm.
Some of these multiplication problems are sandwiches. Like a 3-5-3 sandwich. That's how John sees it. How are you going to turn 81 into 405? I am not going to look it up. Come on. It's 1:50 and he caught up all his stuff early, so we're going to go ahead and go grab the felt needed for the hoodie forehead and a length of fleece for the hoodie tube.
And it's the good kind, not the Walmart kind.
And this will be at the craft store where things will be slightly more expensive, but we will be able to find exactly the right colors. And then with the other cheapy tools and ingredients, you should be able to successfully cobble your hoodie. You may also want to look for some sharper scissors since we're having some trouble with the felt.
Yeah.
And then embroidery and stitching. It's gonna be so much fun. My morning was a little hectic, so I was running on about a cup of coffee before we went to the craft store. I came home, got the rest of my leftover barbecue chicken pizza and a big cup of tea with creamer in it. I am trying to switch over to the liquid Coffee Mate creamer rather than the powdered Coffee Mate creamer or heavy cream. Kind of split the difference between the two calorie-wise. With a bit of help, John was able to get his felt pieces put together to start sewing Hoodie's face together, and he did a pretty good job. He did need some help in some areas, but little by little he was getting it. Dinner was kind of a DIY nachos. All the components were there and everybody could fix themselves what they wanted. Mine was taco meat, tomatoes, onions, copious amounts of nacho cheese out of a can, and some tortilla chips, and it was really good. You just plugging along. Super serious about this plush.
It has to get done today.
Today? Has to? Okay. Okay, this part, attaching the round end to the long tube, is a little above somebody's current capabilities. But he did manage to stuff his whole arm into the bag of fluff.
Almost the whole thing.
Almost your whole entire arm.
Just this part.
Okay, just your forearm?
And a little bit of this.
Oh, upper arm. Okay.
Bicep.
Okay. What you got there?
Hey!
Oh, gosh.
How's your day been? My day's been good, hoot hoot.
It's 10:55. And that's really not bad considering the day that I've had. Thankfully, the multiplication stuff didn't last forever. He only got stuck on a couple problems. My 13-year-old is hiding out for the most part today. And for some reason, just about any time he's in the same room with me, he looks shocked at me and declares, "Short, scary person." I assume this is a Gen Z thing. I don't know. Maybe it's on the tick-ticks, whatever. Yeah. Could be go along with the sea shanty thing, I guess. I think I really managed my time pretty good today. The craft store was, just about empty, as empty as craft stores get anyway. So that was pretty cool. We went to Joann's, got some coupons. They have so much selection when it comes to sewing fabrics. You can get exactly the right thing you need. And I gotta say, I was quite proud. And I think the lady behind the fabric counter was pretty proud too. She watched an 11-year-old boy take a bolt of fleece up and ask for a 3/4 of a yard cut. That's not an everyday occurrence. Get it, little man, sew that stuff, do the thing, make your stuff. I can't think of any reason anyone anywhere would want to produce plushies of that particular character. So good on you. Get after it. Also, it's a fairly easy character to replicate since it is a circle in a tube, I guess. Tomorrow, it's going to be rainy. It's going to be Wednesday. It's going to be news all day. Probably. I don't know. I'm tired. And I think I wore myself out pretty well today with the home. How do I do this stitch? How do I do this thing with the oh my gosh, the sewing machine is not going. I really tried to do a real breakfast. I know I said I'm eating with my coffee now, and I messed that up today. But I did get a whole 500 calories in before it was time for dinner, so that's a lot better than yesterday. There's always room for improvement, but I'm having some trouble keeping myself motivated on the whole food thing. I don't plan to do anything major tomorrow or even Thursday. I'm just chill. There's a show I want to see on Thursday, but that's pretty much it. And if I wrap this up quickly, I can have it uploading before, well, it's already 11, but I can have it uploading before 11:30, and that would certainly put me closer to the right track for what it is that I'm trying to do here. We checked out the show The Good Place while we were getting this sewing project done because I could not take another episode of Milo Murphy's Law. It's a Disney cartoon. It's got Weird Al Yankovic as the primary character. It's pretty decent, but not all in one go. So he decided to rectify listening to that for, I don't know, an hour and a half by trying to put on Owl House again. I'm like, no. I've seen the first episode like 3 times. I'm tired of this. Let's do something different. Well, what do you want different? Well, let's try out The Good Place. And I like the concept. Nobody had actually told me much about the concept aside from this is an afterlife thing. And I assumed with the title and some brief mention of the bad place in some article somewhere that this would be far more Christianity heavy than it actually is really, really generic afterlife stuff. And there's more to the premise that comes about in the first episode than I would want to talk about. And I found it really, really cool. So I'm glad we tried the show out. I will definitely watch more of that. But I am going to wind down for the night, and I'm going to try to do that without watching videos tonight and see how that goes. I'll make the attempt. Because usually I fall asleep watching videos. And that's not the best thing for me. So slowly trying to improve things a little bit at a time where I can, and adjusting where I can't until I can. Just baby steps on like everything forever. And with that, yeah, I'm done for the night. Thanks for sharing my day with me.